The base model steering wheel in the Bronco is pretty trash. This is a junky plastic wheel, but as you can see, I've got a new leather wrapped wheel here, so I'm going to show you guys how to take off your old Bronco wheel and replace it with a new one. This one is just a leather wrapped wheel from a higher trim Bronco, but this will also apply if you buy one of the Raptor style wheels or any of the other aftermarket options that you might find online. Before you begin working on the Bronco, it's important to remove the negative wire that goes to your battery terminal here so that you're not inadvertently setting off your airbag. Now on either side of the Bronco steering wheel, you'll see these two little holes. You need something relatively thin and decently long. I'm choosing to use a Allen key. This works pretty good. Go ahead and stick that in there, and there are some guides that'll kind of let you slide it right through, and then eventually you'll feel some spring tension, and I'll show you what exactly we're doing here once I get the airbag off. So now obviously my airbag's removed, but just to show you guys here, when we take our Allen key, and that's going to be inserted into the hole on the side of the steering wheel, you can see as that comes through in the bottom left here, it's then going to go through this guide and end up making contact with this spring here. So as you push this in, you can see how it moves the locking mechanism from at the top here. So that's what clips in your airbag. So you're simply going to apply pressure on that to loosen both sides. So once you get one side, just pull it out a little bit, switch it around to the other side, and then repeat the same process. So behind the airbag, there's just a couple of clips to undo. This one, and then these two are actually for the airbag itself. As you can see, you have to first pry up this little orange tab like I've done on this one, and then that'll let you pull that out from there. Then there's only one bolt to remove, and this is going to be a T50. So from a standing position outside the Bronco, I was able to hold the bottom of the steering wheel with my left hand and break this free with my right, and then it's just a matter of loosening this bolt. I've changed steering wheels on a few different Fords, and I noticed that they're pretty much all the same. As far as some vehicles have a bunch of splines, so you could be slightly off by like 1 or 2 splines and your wheel wouldn't be straight. But on the Ford, if you're off by 1 notch, it's gonna be significant. Yeah, that much off. So you'll know where to put it back. So just be mindful of the wires, and then you can take the steering wheel off. Easier said than done with one hand. Oh, and there's one more clip that I forgot about. This is kind of behind the steering wheel. Just press down on this little tab and pull this guy out. And there you go, she's off. So next we'll need to remove the trim bezel and buttons from the old steering wheel to put them onto the new one. And we're going to start by removing these T20 Torx screws. So you simply start at the edges and kind of pry your way around until eventually you can get this to pop up. Now filming it, of course, I'm holding my phone in my mouth and I'm looking through the screen to be able to do this, but it's really not that complicated. Then you'll see that once you get that piece off, the wires on the backside are kind of just tucked in and held in place, not with any actual clips, just with little retainers, but they pull right out and then come with the bezel. Then once you snap the bezel into place on the new wheel, simply tighten down the screws and reinstall the opposite of how you took it apart. Torque spec on this, not actually crazy high. I think it's 44 foot-pounds, so something you can easily do. And now the airbag wires are color-coded, so blue to blue, yellow to yellow. Just remember to push your little safety tabs back in place, and then don't forget about this little guy. With all the wiring back installed, it's just a matter of setting in the bottom of the airbag first and then pressing in the top until it locks into place, and should be all set to go. So the battery reconnected now, we are all set. So pretty easy upgrade to go from this boring, ugly plastic wheel to a nice leather wrapped one. Or like I said, if you wanted to do like a Raptor upgrade or something like that, that's also an option for you. I know there's a couple companies out there that are working on getting compatible paddle shifters and getting that all to work as well. But until that comes out, we're just gonna rock this newly upgraded leather steering wheel.